the Refined Warfare Doctrine. So there are 4 possible paths you can take when completing this doctrine. I have not added them up in those 4 paths. Instead, I'm going to detail what are the general ones you'll always get, and then show what the specifics of each branch does and when I suggest you would use them. So then, general stats that you'll always get is that your army, so that will be every type of unit you have, doesn't matter if it's infantry, militia, enforcer, light or heavy special forces, will get a boost to soft attack of 5%, hard attack 5%, an extra 10 organization, as well as the organization regen of plus 15%. Maximum speed will be increased by 10% and defense by 5%. Now, some specific things that will only affect your infantry is you'll get extra 12% breakthrough. Then your heavy special forces will also get extra breakthrough of 10%, 8% to extra soft attack, and 8% to extra hard attack. This unfortunately does come at a cost of an increased minimum training level of 15%. Your recruitable population goes by 10%, and an extra 20% is added onto your training time. Then for flexibility of movement, your army, so again that's everybody, will get extra 10% breakthrough and maximum speed, and will also get a reduction of organizational loss reduction moving of minus 20%. What this means is, as your army advances and they're ready for their next battle, they will be 20% closer to being ready to fight. And this tree will also give you an extra 20% special forces capacity. Flexibility of command will give your fighting support units an extra 15% hard and soft attack, and your non-combat support units an organization of plus 15 and a reliability of plus 2%. Your army recovery rate will also go up by 0.05. You'll get 20% less experience loss, soldier loss, and plus 4 to your reinforce rate. So now, when would you choose which one to do? Flexibility of movement is better when you have simpler army templates with less support units, and you want to attack and break through enemy lines at the highest speed you possibly can. Flexibility of command is more useful when you have more complicated army templates with more support units, as it will give things like your anti-tank and your dogs and your support fire and demo teams increased stats, and your non-combat like your logistics and your chems increased reliability and organization. So now I have included walking tanks in the general stats. So now I'm going to move on to purity. So purity will give your army an extra 15% breakthrough, a massive 20% extra soft attack, and 10% hard attack. Your garrisons will suffer 10% less damage. You'll get 20% extra air superiority, plus 20 to your special forces capacity. Your paratrooper organization factor goes up by 10%, and your supply grace for special forces gets increased by 24 hours. And your resistance growth speed in your captured countries is down by half, minus 50%. This does come at a cost of minus 10% to your recruitable population, minus 20% to your compliance growth speed, and minus 10% to your non-core manpower. Now for principle, your entire army will get an extra 20% reconnaissance, plus 10% hardness, plus 5% to soft attack, hard attack, and air attack. Your power armor support units will also get an increased 5% soft and hard attack. Your infantry specifically will get, again, 5% soft and hard attack, an extra 10 to the organization, and a recovery rate increase of 0.05. And then your heavy special forces will also get 5% to their soft attack, hard attack, organization, and defense, and an increased recovery rate of 0.1. Your encryption will also go up by 10%, as well as your planning speed by 10%, and your special forces capacity by 20%. plus 20, but your recruitable population will go down by 10%. So, when would you use each one? Purity is more useful again when you are attacking larger nations at higher speed. You could set your army units up so that you'd have a dedicated army with just power armor in it that you would then use as a breakthrough, and then an entire army line of having just infantry to cover up the gaps. This will also allow you to use your transport aircraft, if you have them, to drop your special forces on victory points to help you attack. More useful for larger wars against larger countries. Principle is for more conventional warfare, where you can go up against both larger and smaller nations, where you have your power armor mixed in with your normal units, and it'll allow you to advance at a more steady rate. Now, the question I've often seen is, do you have to go left, left, right, right, or can you mix them as I have done here? The answer to that very simply is no. It all depends on what nation you are playing, what enemies you are going up against, and more importantly, how you want to play. So if you would like to have very fancy templates but advance quickly across someone like Kaiser's Legion or the NCR, then I would recommend flexibility of command with purity. But at the same tone, you could have very complicated templates and move in a more logical fashion, and then principle would work best for you. It all depends on what you like to do.